Hello, and gosh, it's been such a long time since I've actually filmed a video and put it on YouTube, but I'm here to do a small little studio tour. I think it's been a couple of years since I posted a video because I was quite busy in school. I was getting my BFA at the University of New Mexico, and I completed that in 2016. Now it's 2018, that's still 2 years, and I haven't posted a video. But there's been a lot that I've been doing. I've been painting, just trying to get things done, doing stuff with the family, and so I haven't been able to work on polymer clay projects. I haven't been able to post more videos. Plus, I have an issue with my video editing software at the moment. I'm currently on my phone. I'm sorry if it's shaky. I know people complain about that, but gotta use what I have, and so I have my phone. But I'm here to give a small little studio tour and hopefully ignite the videos again for YouTube, because it's been such a long time. But I'm hoping with what I've done here today and over this past week that will help, because I will have a space that's a little more functional for me to create things in. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to start over here. I got this shelf actually from my bedroom. Reorganizing things. Sorry, there's going to be little chimes in the background. That's my friend Mandy, and we're having a conversation. But yeah, so I have my shelf, and I have glues. Okay, so this little section is a little messy, but it's important paperwork I have to go through tomorrow, and I can't just get rid of it. And so I have it set there for a minute. But I have glues, embellishment stuff. I have some tacky sprays, varnish, Mod Podge, different little things that I use. I have some of my favorite magazines, as well as more mediums over here, varnishes, black gesso, epoxy sculpt, because I plan to do some sculpting, and then some more packaged envelope things that I need, stamping stuff, paints, and other little tools, some henna stuff, parchment, cutting boards. Okay, these are like my favorite little thing that I ordered from Amazon, and I have 3 of them. So these are my little caddies, and they hold 3 shelves. Actually, I have some dog stuff up here because I use those frequently, so I wanted to keep them close. But tools and whatnot down here, like the steel wool, my air hose for my air compressor, for my airbrushing air compressor, printmaking stuff, my butane, some sanding supplies that I need, measuring tape. I try to keep my tools nearby because I'm always building something and I'm always putting something together. So like I even have my hammer in here. My hammer. I have power tools too. Obviously, I don't have power tools in this space. I have like probably 3 other working spaces. 1 in the garage and 2 in my bedroom. But I can't, like, obviously I can't put them all in here. This is part of my living room, and I tend to work a lot in my living room and around with family, because it keeps me in with the family, but then also I have my space where I have to work. And prior to fixing all this, I would just work at the couch and like awkwardly sit and awkwardly paint. But I think I have it now arranged to where I can bring my big easel and paint in here. So in this space, and then I'll like move it out of the way. But I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting a scratchy throat. But my bookshelf that I built quite some time back, but it's been in here, and it has all my drawing books, painting books. I play the clarinet, and so I have my clarinet oil, but more drawing books, reference books. I also crochet and knit, so I have those books at the end. Other books to read, more drawing books. Down here are some of my favorite magazines, like Somerset and Digital Studio, things like that. I have some binders that have drawings and portfolio stuff in them, as well as some photography portfolio photos in there that are real small. I have some of my larger supplies back here that are boards, panels, tracing papers, larger papers, watercolor papers. So then I just roll my little cart back into its spot. So I recently got a bunch of lumber from my mom and dad. They acquired a whole bunch, and I got these and made this bookshelf that you can see here, because you can see on this side, that it's open. So in order to keep the books from coming out this end, and actually some painting panels and paper things that I have, I tacked on ribbon to both the bottom shelf and the top shelf. It's a 2-shelf bookshelf, and that's to keep the books from falling off. So if you have a bookshelf that's open like this, it's kind of a decorative little way to make sure your books aren't always falling off your shelf. This was my little clever little doohickey. Anytime you don't have a name for something, right, you gotta call it something like doohickey. But it's for my paints while I'm painting. That was a real narrow one, but so yeah, because I don't want to set a paintbrush down on my desk with a bunch of paint loaded. I could just put it here, or I don't like, sometimes I'll stick it in a pocket or on my apron somehow, but I think this is a little bit more handy than putting it in my apron and getting paint all over myself. But that's what aprons are for, so either way. Okay. I go through so many of these blue towels for, like, everything, basically. I have this panel that I created using resin and marbling effect, which came out really cool. It's kind of big. I have it there for no other reason than I have nowhere to put it at the moment. But I have some fans. I love these fans. And this one was actually given to me by a girl named I, who was an exchange student, and she was here from China. And it's beautiful. So I have that. It's one of my favorite things. Rollers. So those are handy. I am obsessed with octopuses, and so I have to have one here. I love the little creatures. My favorite clock that my mom gave me, one of my paintings I did some time ago. I'm actually going to be redoing this whole wall, though. Clock stays, maybe comes down a little lower, because I have some more autographed photos that I need to get hung up. But William Shatner, ha ha ha, yes, I'm a Trekkie, gotta have a Trekkie momentum life, I don't know. Anyway, book binding supplies that I have right here, because I recently got into book binding with my painting book. And so I've done 2 paintings in it. I have another one that I'm going to be doing, but I wanted to get my space set up. So I made this. I stitched all the pages, hand stitched, and inside I have Fabriano paper, and then I have the Arches oil painting paper. So there's that. And look, okay, I rescued this stool from my dad, and it had flames, and it was like one of those vinyl seats. See, my book matches it. I use the same fabric. I created a pocket, and then more of those little things to put paint down, but I have a little pocket when I'm working, and it goes with the space. My favorite color is red, by the way. So, yeah, that's why that, but, all my different paintbrushes, my blending brushes, my oil, acrylic, I kind of have them all mixed together. I wash my brushes really, really good every single time I use them. Never leave your brushes soaking in water or in, your cleaning solution. just don't do it. It messes up the brushes. So when you're done, clean your brushes, and you'll be surprised how much longer they last. And I say a lot when I'm super sleepy, so bear with me. Yeah, watercolor brushes, business cards, candle, one of my favorite pens that I've made. And by pen, I mean it's a quill tip pen where you can change the nibs. And if you're interested, I have those on my Etsy site, and they're for sale. I have not this one specifically, because that one's mine. A cap I knitted. That's my favorite cap. It's super long. I love it. And a yarn bowl I made in ceramics. And it actually broke. So I'm a little devastated. I need to make another one. But I love my yarn bowl. Some of my plants. My little porcelain dish there, which I use mostly for watercolors. But I broke my palette. And before I made a new one, I actually ended up putting acrylics in here, and all I have to do is spray it with water or come right off. I don't really care. But yeah, so here's the other side of my bookshelf, all of my sketchbooks, some panels. These are 2 of my first handmade books that I made, and I did that for my honors thesis, and they came out really cool. And I have printmaking stuff in there. I also do printmaking. More of my books, some portfolio books, drawing paper, paper shredder, panels, tracing paper, or transfer paper, my larger papers that are under here, BFK, things like that, baby wipes, because those come in handy, my disposable gloves, hanging material for when you hang your pictures, my favorite drum that I love. And over here I have some more supplies that I use, polymer clays, pigments, and tape drawer, inking drawer for ink supplies. And this is feathers. This is where I have some of those feathers actually that I made. Let's see. Look. This is another favorite of mine. It has the nib. And like this. It's a really cool one. But like I said, they're on my Etsy store. And then I have spare feathers in there. I'm going to replace this drawer with a taller one. I still seriously need space. And I have so much more in the way of tools and supplies. But right now, this is what I have in here because this is what I use mostly. What I always end up bringing into the living room, working on, and then having to take back to wherever it belongs, where I had to put it or where I store it. Over here, I have my other 2 little caddies. And in this one, I have all my acrylic stuff. So I have my golden paints, Liquitex paints, golden, and then all my mediums and some more paints. This caddy, I have my oils, and I have drawing supplies. So these 2 bags here are filled with drawing supplies and inking, markers, things like that. My favorite markers are the Tombow markers. And it's probably because I love watercolor, and those are water soluble and you can really play with them. I don't care for the Copic markers, just because the way I work, but watercolor supplies, gouache, color pencils, ink tints, my tablet. I gotta actually move it over here. That's for this one. My little tray. I got this off of Amazon, by the way. It's very handy. So, yeah, I got everything. It came together nicely. I have a very small studio. I honestly need more space. But I'm happy with the way it turned out for now. And I'll just keep, probably adding more, or so I can shrink it a little more and still make it more functional. Oh, no, I mentioned the stool. I upholstered it. So I think that's it. I hope everybody has a good night. It's like midnight here, and I haven't been sleeping well because I had surgery. That's the other thing. I've been having surgeries, so I haven't been able to do videos. But like I said, I hope this is a start of me posting videos again to YouTube and bringing you some cool things that I do. I know people have been asking for another polymer clay video and what surfaces I work on and where I get them and all that, but that's probably the next video that I will do now that I have a functional working space. And then after that, I will probably be working on things like drawings and watercolors, and I have artist trading blocks that I make. In fact, my dog is laying in the way of... Sorry if this is one of my favorite artist trading blocks. I don't know why I didn't pull it out, but you can see little handles, shells on the back. So, little nubs on the floor. But that's what these blocks are for. And so I'll probably be doing videos on these. And I think that is it. So thank you for everybody who tunes in. Gosh, I can't. And this is on my phone, unfortunately, my cell phone, because I don't have my camera out that I need. But so there's no outtakes, bloopers, or fancy intro. There's just me and my workspace. But hopefully I'll be getting some more videos posted soon. As always, check the links below. After I post this, I'll probably add the links, because I'm doing this, like I said, on my phone, so I'm sorry if it's bouncy. But, yeah. Thank you for joining me, for those who watch. Have a good night.